Hello? Right action means that our behavior is ethical and responsible. We want to be compassionate and generous and peaceful as often as we can. And of course, sometimes life makes that hard, but right action is about weathering the storm and getting to where we need to go, even when things are hard. And so, right action is the part of the path that asks us to pay attention, to mindfully pay attention to how we act or how we behave in the world. We want to make sure our actions go toward helping instead of harming. It's very easy to harm others, and we want to make sure that what we do is skillful and don't do what leads to more suffering for ourselves or for others. So, we want to live a life of honesty and humility and sincerity and really just be kind to others and help people get through suffering, because there's a lot of suffering in the world. And I'm going to briefly tell you a teaching. There's a teaching from the Vietnamese Zen teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. He's really famous, right? And he said, and I quote, "The basis of right action is to do everything in mindfulness." So what he's saying is, right, if we are mindful, if we're aware of our surroundings, if we know what's happening in the world around us, and we understand our place in the world, then right action can naturally come from that. So he created a teaching called the 5 mindfulness trainings to demonstrate what we're doing to have right action. He called it the 5 mindfulness trainings, and it's based on what's called the 5 precepts. It's based on that, but he sort of put his own spin on it and tried to make it for the modern world. So, the first of the 5 mindfulness trainings is respecting life. In awareness of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, we work to protect all living things and this planet that sustains life. And the second training involves generosity. We freely give our time and resources where they are needed, without hoarding things that we don't need. We do not exploit other people or resources for our own gain. We act to promote social justice and well-being for others. And the third training involves sexuality and avoiding sexual misconduct, and that is just in awareness of the pain caused by sexual misconduct, we honor commitments and also act when we can to protect others from sexual exploitation. The fourth training involves loving speech and deep listening. This means avoiding language, and this is obviously tied to right speech, but it means avoiding language that causes enmity and discord. Through deep listening to others, we tear down the barriers that separate us. And the fifth training involves what we consume. This includes nourishing ourselves and others with healthy food, and not overindulging in intoxicants, and it also involves kind of what we choose to consume with our minds, what books we read or what television programs we watch. Entertainments that are addictive or cause agitation might be best to be avoided or limited at least. For example, my kids have Kindle Fire tablets, and I don't let them just use them all the time, right? I limit their tablet usage. In the same way when I was a kid, my parents limited my TV, right? I limit my kids' tablet usage. It's the same thing. It's mindful consumption often involves not over-consuming, and especially it's very easy to overconsume our electronic entertainment today, and some of it might not be necessarily good for us. So, that is all I have to say for now. Thank you for watching. This was my short video on right action.